Hello viewers, welcome to my playlist of microbiology, and once again this promises to be an exciting series in the science of microbiology. My name is Michael Ampayeboa and I'll be taking you through this entire playlist. So microbiology is a science that deals with the study of microorganisms. By saying microorganism, we mean organisms that are too small, microscopic, and cannot be seen with your naked eye. So we need this to be able to see them, a microscope. And so throughout the discussion in this lesson, we'll be looking at the principles, mechanisms, theories, and perspectives of microbiology and how we can be able to help you understand a lot of things. So microbes all over the world has been viewed with a lot of misconception as being very terrible organisms that are very devastating most of the times, causing a lot of problems. But however, with the study of microbiology, you would come to understand that that is far from the truth. However, we have a lot of microorganisms that are very important and beneficial to us as humans in various aspects of life. I hope that by the end of this lesson, this playlist, you would be able to give microorganisms the kind of respect that they deserve. So microorganisms cut across. The study of microbiology, we'll be looking at viruses, we'll be looking at bacteria, we'll be looking at fungi, cyanobacteria, their specific interactions with humans and how that makes them very detrimental sometimes or beneficial in some instances. But the most important thing you need to note at this point in time is that microorganisms are ubiquitous and can be found almost everywhere that you can ever imagine. On land, in water, in the air, there are microbes living there. In fact, they're not restricted like yourself, who is just a terrestrial organism and cannot move an inch even into aquatic environment. Microbes will find successful living everywhere on this planet or the universe in the first place. So, what are the branches of microbiology? Microbiology, based on perspectives and areas of concentration, will give us various fields and branches that we would exclusively look at. So, for example, we have food microbiology that will be looking at how microbes can be helpful to serve as sources of food. For example, as we have in mushrooms and algae, for also how microbes can be able to help in the production of food in itself. So production of certain foods like cheese, yogurt, these are foods that intrinsically need microbes in their manufacturing in the first place before these foods can exist. So that is to say that before you can be able to get yogurt from milk, you need fermentation from microorganisms in order to get that. But more importantly, when it gets to food microbiology, we'll also be looking at processing, how microorganisms can help, and the control regulation of microorganisms can help in processing food, as in storage, preservation, and all of those things. So if whether you're looking at pasteurization, you're looking at freezing, you're looking at all the other modes of processing food to be able to expand your shelf lives and all of those things. Ladies and gentlemen, food microbiology is a paradigm field of study in industry today, and you would be interested sometimes to get into that. But then we also have clinical microbiology or medical microbiology that deals with how microorganisms can become important in disease causing and all of those things. You and I can attest that pathogens are microorganisms that cause diseases, but that is not to say that all microorganisms are pathogenic. There are a vast array, like a huge percentage of microorganisms that have nothing to do with disease causing. However, just a few percentage of microorganisms that cause diseases, who are called pathogens, can be very detrimental, lead to a lot of death and cause a lot of infections and illness in humans and other animals. So clinical microbiology will be looking at the activities of these microbes, how they are able to proliferate, how they invade humans, how they cause diseases, and how we can be able to control them to ensure better clinical outcomes as in improving human health and all of those things. We also have agricultural microbiology that will be dealing with the application of microbiology to the agri sector. So for example, we'll be talking about beneficial symbiosis between microbes and other plants, and that helps a lot. We're looking at, for example, how microbes can be used to produce compost, and also some fungi can be used as weed control mechanisms in all of those instances. So microbiology is showing a lot of prospects and increasing promises in the field of agriculture in the first place. Now, Applied microbiology is a specific application of microbiological techniques to solve specific problems in society. So, for example, we have bioremediation in times of oil spillage and all of those things. So we have to break down those carbon and hydrogen bonds. We need microbes that can be able to use these as sources of food and break them down naturally. During crime scenes and accidents where we have to break down biomolecules to prevent the escalation of diseases and the spread of microbes, we need other microbes that can be able to break these things down. So bioremediation is a way of actually controlling a lot of environmental pollution that would have otherwise gotten out of hand. Microorganisms, once again, showing a very important prospect in that field. In methanogenesis, we are using rabbit tip explosions to be able to solve a lot of problems. With fertilizer production, microbiology, applied microbiology can be used in those particular areas, in water processing, flavoring, and production of enzymes, and a whole lot of aspects that applied microbiology can be used there. And so by this, what you should notice that microbiology is not limited to the study of disease and infections alone, but has a broad-based application in all other spheres of life, and that is worth knowing. Now, after knowing the nature of microorganisms and application size of microbiology, one thing that you need to note is microbial ecology. The natural microflora of microorganisms are one that exists in cycles in nature. So, for example, microorganisms can be able to recycle certain nutrients and help in the degradation and release of these nutrients in the environment or the ecosystem. So, for example, in a nitrogen cycle, we have microbes that will be able to break down, that can be able to convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. Those that can be able to convert them to ammonia, ammonification, nitrification, denitrification, and all of those things are mediated by microorganisms, and that would be helping in ensuring that there's a proper cycling of these nutrients in the first place. Also, in microbial ecology, we've seen a lot of microbes being primary producers in ecosystems in the deep oceans and all of those things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of today's video, Introduction to Microbiology. Subsequent videos will be delving deeper into bigger areas in microbiology, and we hope that you find a very interesting experience moving forward. But most importantly, take this short exercise. Just look at the subscription button and subscribe to this channel. Click on the notification bell in order to be notified anytime I post any video. My name is Microbial Ecology once again, and I'm wishing you best of experience in subsequent.